It is a really bad promo.
This sucks.
Yeah,
Let's not talk about the beer in the intro.
It sucks. Listen to the music. Listen to the fucking music.
It's probably from audioblocks.com. Use promo code COLCANS at checkout.
That's what you'd always try to do to me.
Yeah, I get
Pour
on
beer
your
over
computer.
my computer.
Welcome and cheers.
Cheers, Joseph. How are you doing?
I'm
Before you
good.
drink, don't drink.
Mm.
Just
Oopsies.
you-
Little bad boy. Let me drink. Hold on. Let me get a good full drink. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're drinking 10 Barrel Brewing's Pub Beer Lager.
Pub beer lager.
Very white can. Just has
Yep.
bold pub beer font. Drink beer outside, it says. Agreed.
Yes. It's very much similar to the last beer we've done, or that we did, the Deschutes, in that it's going for like cheap,
Sure.
crushable beer. So what you heard in our cold open was people literally crushing the beer for 40 seconds in what was not a good promo spot.
Yeah,
I was
so
not a
that ad
fan.
is on their website for this beer,
Yeah.
10 Barrel Brewings, which is based in Bend, Oregon.
Oh, your
Same places.
Your place. Man, Ben makes everything.
They
I
have a
didn't
lot
know.
of beer.
I didn't. How big is that place?
Oh, Joe, edit those mouth.
Well, I need
burps
you to
out at the
respond
end.
to me. You give
So
me
I'm
dead
talking
air.
over your burps.
Yeah,
That's not my job. I don't. It's a college town, right?
Is it?
Bend,
You're-
Oregon.
You should know. You were there. You've talked
population.
about it on every single
Yeah,
episode.
apparently
Of this.
I've been. It has 95,000 people,
Okay.
so it's not. It's not tiny.
No, but it's weird that it I guess all these like beers that are popular out in the Pacific Northwest, a lot of them have come from there, and then
Yeah.
even national brands are from Bend. They're beer town.
Mm.
So it's
That's why it's fun to
sayonara,
go down there.
Milwaukee. Yeah, I
Hey,
guess.
how dare you?
This
This is owned by Miller Coors, isn't it?
is it
I don't know.
10 Barrel. All I know about them is their marketing team for their website put together a video that I did not like. That's my biggest takeaway. So the cold open that we played, that was
Sucked.
we weren't really recording that for the show. That's why the audio is kind of weird. And that was our legitimate reaction. It was not. You should go on to 10 Barrel Brewing Company's pub beer website and watch that video.
They're not owned by Miller.
Are they independently owned?
I think so. Seems like it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
The internet is unclear. I'm having trouble accessing the web again.
You've been doing that lately. I see you have you put the little blocker on over the camera.
Yep.
So what are you worried about exactly? Tell me.
The FBI, Joe. You heard of them?
And then you have the little slider over your laptop camera.
Yep. So
where
then
you-
when I'm chatting with my
you can
friends,
turn
I can,
it
I can unslide. It is kind of a funny thing, the little slider.
it is. It's also
I don't-
funny that
Yeah, I want to take it off. I don't need it.
no, I don't have one. on.
Everything's out there.
People do it though. I mean, people get it.
Hey, Zuckerberg does it, okay?
Sure. It's funny that the way we've decided to combat this problem is like a good old fashioned literal just piece of plastic
You
we
bet.
put or a post-it note you put over the
You
camera.
bet.
There's not like all this fancy technology
I
or whatever.
I pay $1,000 a month for McAfee security software, and I block my webcam.
I put a post-it
I'm
over
safe.
my webcam. I mean, the microphone array could still be on, which is probably what they want more than any live streaming video.
I'm
so-
talking about all my business secrets.
Yeah, the financial books of Cold Cloud Studios
Yeah.
and Cold Cans Media LLC, which we pay our taxes on
Yes,
and
we
for
do every year.
every year. If anybody's watching behind that webcam on Nick's computer, we pay our taxes.
I haven't seen you in a while, Joey.
Yes.
How have you been?
I've been all right for personal matters and to do some family visits and stuff. I have gone to Wisconsin the past 2 weekends, and we're about to go back to Wisconsin this weekend.
We are?
That will be 3 straight fucking weekends. And I like going back, and I like going back in the summer, but the same flight too. I'm taking the same. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. And 3 in a row is wearing on me.
brutal.
So yeah, but other than that, I feel okay. I'm a little weary. One life event I wanted to bring up. I'm looking at this 10 Barrel Brewing Company's pub beer, what we're drinking today. Their graphic design is very simple. Maybe the most simple graphic design of any beer we've reviewed on this show.
Indeed.
Pub beer lager, white can, black letters. But what I wanted to show, which hold on to the picture, I just got a tattoo.
That's right. You told me about it. Okay.
You see
But
it?
you didn't show it to me.
I was holding it for this.
Oh, for the picture.
I think it's very simple, or it's very similar in its
fitting.
simplicity.
It's fitting.
Take a look on the picture. Oh, what do you think?
I like it.
Live, real reaction here, Nick.
I like it. I totally forgot that you told me it, and then you sent me a picture with the bandage over it.
Yeah.
And I asked if it was your compass, and
It's
it
my
is.
compass. It's a
That's
very
cool.
Simple version of my compass.
Nice.
I was going
I'm
to
glad
put
you
other
got it.
things. Yeah, so cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Looks
buddy.
good.
So it's basically a plus sign with an arrow on top, and that's it. I was going to put an N up there. I was going to do other stuff,
For
maybe
Nick.
put arrows and N for Nick. I was going to put an N and then a C and a K. And then when we have our falling out, it'll be like, Nick sucks.
Yeah.
And then I have that tattooed on my arm.
Forever.
I did my research. You can get a simple tattoo like this removed, and it'll pretty much take it right off your body
Oh, okay.
if it's this simple.
Sure.
So
So how long did the process take?
I went in for what was called a tattoo consultation, and the guy,
TatCon.
yeah, and it's like it's free if you end up getting a tattoo with the guy, or you pay $10 if you say you're not gonna. It's just for his time.
Okay.
It was the only thing I could see to book online, and I had questions, so I was like, sure, probably do it with him eventually anyway. So I went there, talking to the guy, and he looked and he was like, "This is it, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like hand drawn, or you want me to make like a geometric shape of the computer? I'm like, "Make the shape of the computer." He's like, "Why are you in for a consultation?" I mean, I'm happy to see you, but what do you want to consult about? I think it's meant for like the consultation is like I'm getting my
elaborate.
entire
Gotcha.
back with this colors and all this. And instead I was like, well, can I get it removed? And then the guy was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, everything's fine. He was like, I'll tell you what, I could bang this out right now if you want.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. He's like, the minimum though is $100. We have $100 minimum here. And he's
Fair.
like, do you want like another one? Because you can pay the same price. I was like, no, I want this.
Do this one twice on the same spot.
Yeah,
please.
I just have this shape everywhere, all over my body, pointing in every direction. So I go in there, 3 to 5 minutes tops.
Wow.
And he's done with it. They stencil it on you with like ink, and then they're like, "Do you like the look of that?" And you look at it in the mirror and stuff. You go, "Yep." And then he tattoos it on you after
Gotcha.
that, which is cool. And then even under the same budget, my wife Devin has a tattoo. Who got the tattoo from that guy. And she was like, could I get mine touched up? Like over time, like as it dried out and the scabs, whatever, there's like a couple of white spots in her tattoo. And the
Okay.
guy was like, sure, didn't
Oh, nice.
take an
Threw
hour.
it in. Yeah.
It's like $100 an hour or something like that. And
Okay.
so he's like, didn't take an hour. So come on. And she laid down and he filled that in and that was it.
Hell yeah.
And it was good. It was done. I was really scared. And now I'm getting used to it. I see it there and it's just normal to me.
Nice.
But it is still scabbed. I can feel it, and you can
Yeah,
see
you can see
here
it's a
there's,
little
like,
raised. Yeah.
little rays, little white spots around it. He's like, it'll scab for a few days, but it's not going to be like bloody or anything. This won't.
And now you can follow your compass.
I follow my compass. I said I went back home this last weekend, talked with a lot of family, and showed this to my parents. My parents' take on it. My dad just laughed at me, and my mom said, don't get any more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of gaff about like it's a compass, but if you're lost in the woods, I just got to hope I'm facing the right direction,
Good.
which is funny.
That's good
It's
stuff.
funny.
That's good stuff.
So anyway, that's what's happened to me. What's happened to you? How have you been?
No tattoos for me.
Mm.
Only permanent marks on my soul.
Yeah. Well,
Joe.
yeah, your blackened soul. You get a tattoo consultation. You say, I want to get tattoo removal of these permanent marks on my soul.
Yeah.
That's how edgy Nick is out here.
And then
That's
I
the kind of
cry
stuff he
one
does.
single blackened tear down my face.
Right. That's the kind of shit Nick does. That's the kind of shit he gets into up here. What else? What
My
else?
mom visited me.
Yes.
That softened my goddamn heart.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pardon my language.
And you guys had a good time?
It was a great time. It was her first time in Seattle. Showed her around a little bit.
What'd you show her?
All the stuff. We got her in studio. She was on mic.
Hell yeah, you record it?
Recording a little family
She
podcast.
do a cold cans?
No, yeah. Not a big beer drinker, Mom
No.
is not. We went out to Bainbridge Island, took the ferry out there.
That's
was nice.
cool.
She had one glass of wine with dinner. That was the alcohol she had.
She
on the
all
trip.
pissed up?
No, she was fine. She's very classy drunk, okay?
Oh, I believe it. She's a classy woman. What else did you show her? Show your ass?
Joe, you think you got a tattoo now and you're hard and
I'm-
you can say whatever you want?
Let me tell you another quick story about the tattoo. The guy was really like a really nice guy. Like
Was he your mom?
he was my mom. That's the
Wow,
story.
okay.
It turns out she's been tattooing in Seattle this entire time.
Damn.
No, but he's got all these tattoos on his body. He's got a bunch of like kind of, like badass artwork or whatever all over the place. He's like a badass looking dude, but he's a really nice guy.
Okay.
So he gets this. He goes, "Hey man, you got a tattoo." When it was all done, he's like, "It's badass." And then I looked at Devin. I was like, "I'm Seattle's bad boy." And the guy,
Did you say that?
the guy laughed at me out loud,
Nice.
which was fun. It was funny.
Because he said it as a joke.
Yeah,
That's funny
but
that he laughed. That's great that he
it's-
laughed.
It was nice that he actually laughed. He wasn't
got
just
it,
like
yeah.
laughing at me. He was laughing out loud at the idea.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm Seattle's. I get a little bit of an edge to me now.
You
I'm a very
do.
different person these days
Wow.
with my tat.
You got new frames too?
Yeah,
Are
I
these
did.
new?
Thanks for
Nice.
noticing. Just got these the other day.
They look good.
I had one pair for like 3 years, so I decided to shuffle out to a new one. Well, I mean, they were kind of scratched up and stuff. I don't take great care of my glasses. They kind of always are bouncing around a bag or whatever. So
They get a lot of use.
they did. I wear them every day, every 3 years. That's a nice recycle period, I think.
Yeah.
So that's what's new with me. How's the beer going down?
It's very smooth. It's very light. Not as flavorful as Deschutes last week,
No.
certainly.
It's very, very plain, and I think intentionally so.
For sure.
Their marketing on the can is "drink beer outside."
Mm-hmm.
So very similar to Deschutes last week, where
Pair
they're
it.
saying like go anywhere and pair it. In fact, here
with kissing a parrot right on the lips.
on their website, which is a very similar looking website, although I just see a woman's ass. You load the website, you just see an ass.
Yep.
It says cheap.
I think that gives you an idea of the clientele they're going for.
The
or
culture.
what they are. Yes.
That's a shame. It says cheap fun pairs well with a red cup. So that's funny. It's really funny. Flavor profile light and crisp pear character. Now that I don't get. Do you get that?
Pear character. No. Like PAR character.
PEAR. Not
What did I
par.
say?
PAR.
I might be having a stroke.
Availability year-round, comes in a 6-pack, 12-pack, or 24-ounce can. I believe we are drinking these in 16-ounce cans. ABV
Yes,
of 5%.
6-pack of tall boys.
5% ABV, 18 IBUs. There's the fun video on there. It's all over
I don't
Seattle.
want to talk about the beer.
You don't?
Sucks.
I just wanted to try to get there.
Sucks.
I wanted to get there. The podcast doesn't suck. The podcast is great. Go to anchor.fm and enter our promo code or whatever the fuck you do. Hashtag cheap fun beer. My point is like this is becoming a trend now. This is a thing. This is 2 in a row that we've done. Where
Yeah.
it's cheap, like fun, have fun with this beer.
Well, and I think it's also part of the reason why like White Claw is very popular. Like it's just
Right?
you do it, anyone will drink it.
Right.
Um,
And it's fun.
yeah, this like no one will be that mad that you brought this.
So it's like, it kind of seems like in 2019, we're trending toward the direction of like, it seems like for the last like 10 years or so, you hear a lot about IPAs. People are like, oh, that's like a trend. Whatever, like, oh, do you guys like IPAs? Are you that edgy? That kind of, you know what I mean? Like that attitude toward that stuff. Now it seems like we're sort of trending back to like, okay, we get it. You've all tried that kind of shit.
Yeah.
We're going to make you a beer that's back to like, you just want a 6-pack that's easy drinking.
Sure.
And these craft breweries like 10 Barrel Brewing are and Deschutes are making that. That's weird to me.
I hope that they do keep making like these microbreweries, craft
Mhm.
breweries keep making lighter, easy drinking beers because
I
there are
agree.
nuances to them, as we saw with the Deschutes.
With the Deschutes, but not this. Like this, the
It's
market's
still
already
impressive,
filled.
Though it's still impressive that it's just such a light drinker.
I guess, but that market's filled. Like this tastes like Budweiser. This tastes like Miller, like Genuine Draft or something.
I mean, it's better than those, I think.
In what
It's
way?
not
like
as
what?
skunky.
Really?
Yes.
Let me get another one.
And I'm getting a lot of pear notes.
A lot of PAR pear notes.
P-A-R.
I disagree. I don't. This is really, really plain. It honestly, it's a little like Miller 64 or something, which didn't have a lot of skunk, but just had
It's
nothing
not
to
that
it.
light.
Is it not that light?
It's not.
What is there to this? There's nothing to it.
If you had a Miller 64 next to this, you would be able to tell the difference easily.
Maybe.
That's like water compared to this.
Maybe.
We don't know what it's pouring because we're not pouring it out, but I bet it's, a nice color, nice golden color.
Well, here, watch. Ready?
He's going to pour it into his mouth. I'm going to watch. Eagle eyes. You're going to pour it right in your nose. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Piss colored.
What color was it? This color could be many
It's a beautiful
things.
wheat.
I wasn't gonna pour it into my eyes. How off
The
would I have to
angle
be at
there.
my aim?
I said your nose, didn't I?
I thought you said my eyes.
I thought I said your nose.
What's
I
wrong
might be
with
having
you?
a stroke though. I
What's
don't
wrong
know.
with you?
I don't know, Joe.
Tell me how you feel. Right now, what's wrong? What's going
I need
on?
a doctor visit. The
To
brain
check on
tumor is
what?
finally showing itself.
I had physical today.
How'd it
This
go?
afternoon. It was a crock of shit. I'm telling you, doctors, dentists, and chiropractors are scams. Primary care doctors and primary care clinics, it's all a scam. Sorry,
when they're
at
just
Curly 08.
They're just checking in on you. You mean? It's all
Yeah.
just like they're not actually.
They say you
doing
have to
anything?
go there every year. So I sit my ass down. and
Well,
she
yeah,
w-
but I mean, if you have insurance to pay for it, what's the big stank?
that's why I did, and I'm fortunate to have it. I love my private insurance. Anyway, so I sit there.
Vote Jim Delaney or
Big
what's
Jim
his name?
Delaney guy.
Yeah,
Jim Delaney, is he in the Democratic field?
Yeah,
But he hates Obamacare?
yeah. He came from the private. John Delaney. That's his
John
name.
Delaney. Is he the bald guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
guy
guy. That
sucks.
guy's done soon. What was I talking about? Oh, I sit there. The doctor's like, "So, do you have any allergies? Blah blah blah. Do you have all this?" And I was like, "No, everything's fine." She's like, "All right. You had your blood work done a few years ago. Do you want to take like a STD test?" I was like, I don't think I need that." She's like, "Okay. Let me take your blood pressure."
Was this the doctor or the nurse ahead of time?
This was the doctor.
The doctor came in. Okay.
So she's like, "I'll take your blood pressure." She took it. She's like, "It's kind of bordering on high," which I've heard before, but it's nothing to be concerned about. And that's it. That was it. She just took my blood pressure.
Yeah.
What the
I
fuck?
mean, there's
Why am I
only
going
so
in
many
there?
things. What else do you want him to do?
Well, why can't it just be a system where I'm like, "Hey, my gut hurts," or whatever. I got a headache every day. Then I go in and I address it. I wouldn't wait for an annual physical if she was like, "So anything going on?" I go, "Yeah, I have a debilitating headache every single day of the
I
year."
think some people would wait for that because some people just hate going to the doctor. But if they know they have to go for that, they'll wait
Oh.
to like bring up the problems.
Well,
and
I'm
again,
smart enough to know
they're trying to like preemptively catch something, which like a blood pressure test can catch.
Okay, so she's basically saying this is kind of a good general compass here to say like whether you're healthy. Oh wow, I didn't even try to do that. I said, "Hey doc, look at what I got. Is
Speaking
that healthy?
of good compasses.
Is that healthy or what?"
No, not. That's why she wanted you to get the STD test.
Yeah, I
'cause you're
guess maybe.
tattooed.
Yeah, I got a needle in me. Who
You
knows what
got,
could happen?
Yeah, hepatitis from that needle.
Yeah. Well, she just like was throwing that out there because she was like, "Is there anything going on? Anything concerning?" And I was like, "Nope." She was like, "You get an STD test." I don't think I need it. What do you want? Well, then,
She's like,
yeah, I
you
don't
look
know."
syphilitic.
I'm telling you, I'm eyeballing you, and you could get one. So anyway, that was my doctor visit. I
Nice.
think it's crock of shit. I think it's they're liars and cheats. They're just taking money from the insurance company. They know I have insurance.
I know.
So they're just like, "Yeah, sit down, and then we're going to bill the insurance company an inordinate amount of money."
Yes.
And normally you'd think, well, who cares if they do? But the insurance company just doesn't go, "Oh, fuck, we lose money hand over fist every year." It costs a lot for that reason.
Right. This is
It's
coming
why
out
everything's
of your
fucked.
paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is still your money.
Bernie, 2020.
At 2020, I want to make 1 point. The top 1 point I want to make of the top 5 points that I've wanted to make. That's what he's did. That's
I
what he
love
was
your
doing on
Bernie
the debate.
voice. You're great.
Thank you. What else is going on? Talk to me.
I wish I was better at sharing things about myself. You're very good at sharing things with me.
That's 2 compliments in a row. What is going on? You need to go to the primary care. You need your blood pressure taken.
Primary compliment provider. Am I right?
I think you gotta just not. Why do you have a filter? What are you worried about? Like, I'm never gonna judge you. I get not saying it on this podcast, but as soon as these mics go dark, and God willing,
I
they
feel
will
like
soon.
I'm open. Yeah, I'm open with you off the mic.
You are. I know you
Okay.
are. I know you are. But I hope you don't hold anything back. I'll never judge you or like be upset with you
That's
or
not
anything.
true.
That is true. I don't judge you ever.
Do you mean it?
Yes, of course I do. I love you. I
No,
don't.
it's fine.
I want
We
nothing
can
but the best
judge
for you.
others. It's fine. I appreciate that though, Joe.
I know that I
Likewise.
can and I do, but for many people, but I don't for you.
Behind their backs.
There's a section of people that I don't judge. I get it. I get everything they're doing because I know them. When I know your motivations, there's no reason for me to judge.
Right. You don't have to speculate.
Right. Judging is effectively distilled. It's speculation. Wow. I'm gonna get that
That's a new
tattooed on my
t-shirt.
right.
Yeah, that's a new tattoo, not just a T-shirt.
I got half of that 1 hour to burn still. I told him I'm taking a rain check on it.
That's funny. Are we gonna do the fantasy draft order thing on this?
You want to do it on the
podcast?
show? Yeah, we could, but I think
And then
they
we
wanted
make
to get
all
it
our
on
friends
video.
listen to it. No, we'll
'cause
do it.
technically
Let's do it
this
after
could
this.
be-
Let's not do it on the show. You're
Well,
right.
do you want me to edit this out now? Because I'm not going to do that.
I don't care. No. Don't edit it.
We don't
No
have
one listens.
we don't have the infrastructure in place
To
to
edit?
do the to do the editing. I
No,
don't
I know.
have the
We have to do it
computer
after the
skills.
fact. I was just gonna pick who I like best as the draft order.
I think that's funny.
That's the random pick.
What we could do. Okay.
Power rankings.
We
of
should-
his friends.
We should give listeners some clue in. Actually, this could be the
Give
segment
some
here.
context. Yeah.
The context is our friends wanted us. We've had a fantasy football league for years with friends in Madison, many of whom listen to the show and are regular contributors to the show, and thank you for that.
Yes.
We every year do a fantasy football draft, of course, where we pick the order a few days or a few weeks or whatever before the draft happens. And so we'll get a video of people picking numbers out of a hat or something. And it's like, okay, Nick has the 8th pick and Joey has the 10th pick or whatever. So they asked us to do it potentially on a podcast or at least doing bits and gags and spills, which is really fun idea. So I was trying to think of ideas. I wanted to hear yours. So
You were
mentioned
noodling.
You mentioned power ranking your friends, so the order is based on who you like the most.
Yes.
I think that's funny. I think that's good.
Well, it's funny too because having the top pick isn't necessarily a good thing.
Right. So you're ordering it. But I think what we'd have to do if we do that bit is to draw the numbers out of the hat, and then you just go, like, you explain why that person is your 12th.
Sure.
Like,
Right.
why they suck, and then
Right.
why the first is the best, you
Right.
know? What was the other one you said? What was your other concept? Because that was it.
I don't think I had another concept. I'm
I-
all fresh out of ideas.
Here-
Creatively bankrupt.
this was my idea. We had the video going, and we
Mhm.
were going to say we couldn't think of any fun things to do, so we're not going to do anything spectacular. We're just going to pick the numbers. So we pick number 12, we read it out, and we go, okay, we'll be back with number 11. And when we pick number 11, one article of clothing is missing from one of us. And it goes down the list like that until we're completely naked or in just something very little, picking the last
I'm a very
few.
modest man.
But we never like acknowledge that's happening. I thought that would be a funny bit.
that would be pretty funny.
But then I realized like there's not enough articles of clothing for 12 draft picks to pull that off.
Oh, you don't know what's on under this T-shirt, Joe.
How many? Well, I'm looking at you. How many? You just have to be wearing many t-shirts.
Nipple clamps, pasties, suspenders under my shirt.
What are pasties?
That's just when you have the like sticky things over your nipples
So you have both clamps and pasties. on.
and tassels.
It would be really funny to do the deadpan drafting order, and the next video you just have booby tassels on his shirt, but neither of us acknowledge it.
It would be funny.
I think it's funny. Or you could do like, we could figure out like different outfits all 12 times. Would be
Right.
funny.
Well, not as funny. It's got to be sexually charged.
I guess.
If they're
the
sexually
sexual-
charged
yeah.
outfits, then it's funny.
And God knows when we're together in a room, there's a sexual
Oh,
charge.
there's energy.
There are,
You can cut it with a dick.
but I was trying to make a joke about something about small penis, but I couldn't think of anything.
Oh,
The cut, like the cut.
paring knife.
Yeah. Thank you. I couldn't think of a little knife. I was gonna say the little file that you take out of your toenail clippers.
Yeah.
That's my knife.
That's probably more
that you cut
accurate.
through.
Yeah, the fingernail
Yeah.
clippers.
All right, we've done our dick jokes. We've got that out. Any airline stuff going on?
Well, you've been on a plane lately.
That
I
is
haven't
true.
been on a plane lately.
I really don't have. I don't have a story. I'm going to share with you a story off the podcast because I don't want to say it on the podcast. But I don't have anything. I don't have anything egregious.
That's good.
Honestly, people were pretty reasonable. The flights were reasonable. My mom and dad, who I flew out there with my mom. My dad was already there this weekend, and then I flew back with both of them. Were great. They handled themselves very well on the plane.
Good
Shout out
flyers.
to you, mom and dad. You did well. They were great flyers.
Did y'all get a cocktail together?
We had many cocktails together over the weekend, which was really nice.
Okay.
We also flew into and out of Minneapolis and went to my hometown Manoa, which is our hometown Manoa, which is 4-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
So when we landed, it was 4-hour drive with my mom in the front seat, and coming back, it was 4-hour drive with my dad in the front seat, and that was really nice. Got to catch up and talk like we couldn't do anything else. That was cool.
Totally.
I like that.
Totally. Yeah. And the same thing for like when my mom visited. Like I felt like we could connect in a better way than we have in a long time.
That's great. Probably, there's nothing else going on. She doesn't have to worry about anything else.
Exactly. She's in a new environment and is sort of like, being more just like open to things around her.
Right.
Good.
She like, and I'm not just saying this about your mom or about my parents or about us or anyone, but like when you're in the same environment, I think, all the time, and you never leave that world that you construct, you are kind of constructing a reality. You don't really have to confront like who you actually are and what reality actually is. You can just live with whatever that routine paved, and now that's your reality. And if you go somewhere, if you go visit your son in Seattle, or if you go and you just break that routine a little bit, you really you can't just live within those confines. You do have to confront what actually is fucking happening out there, and that's really healthy. And I think when you listen to somebody and they're talking, and you go, "What the fuck are you talking? Like, how can you have this perspective? How can this person be so warped?" I bet they just don't really ever expand the horizons beyond that one path they're walking every single day over and over again. What am I talking about? I don't know how I got on
I think you got a little into the weeds there, but I
don't know what I was doing.
I like the idea. I don't know if I agree with the entire sentiment.
I don't even know what the sentiment was.
By the way, we have mailbag stuff today.
All right, hit us. I have one as well.
Okay, so this one I just got today. Or no, it was yesterday, but I forgot to respond. Anyway, Kelsey, big fan of the show.
Yep.
Big friend
Doesn't
of mine.
she have like a username? Aren't we supposed to use that?
Kelsey, if it's not Baroque.
Yeah, we should edit out the Kelsey part then. Sorry, Kelsey. We'll edit all this out.
So she said, I biked to the co-op to get the sweet, sweet bike commuter discount they offer, and they had Deschutes. And I said, do I want to bike home with this heavy thing on my back? And then I said, quote, it's #1 in the nation.
Wow.
It's patriotic to suffer.
Patriotic to suffer. That is funny.
That's great.
That is good. And did she give you her thoughts?
She got it. No, she hasn't drank one yet. She said she needed to chill it down, and then she would let me know when it was. I've responded today.
Oh.
And then she's going to let me know when she had it.
Wow. So the listeners will wait on bated breath until next week when, if it's not Baroque, whose name we will not reveal on the podcast.
I don't even know her
every
last
time.
name, if I'm being honest.
Well, I know what it's soon to be, if you know what I'm
Hey now.
talking about.
Hey now. You don't know that.
I don't. I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions.
I sent you a mailbag too.
You did. I have one myself. It's a mailbag from my colleague Matt, who I brought up recently on the show. And I said, I don't know all the different ways they talk about piss in Australia. And he hit me up on the work chat and clarified for me. Pissed
has since been fired.
Pissed equals drunk. Getting pissed equals getting drunk. Getting on the piss equals going out to get drunk / on the beers. Having a piss up equals having a party to get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the piss equals teasing someone, sarcastically making fun of someone. And then, and this is in colloquial terms, that's a pissa. That's very funny. So that's these are all of the ways that the Australians deal with piss in their country and their continent too as well. You got another one?
Take the pissa.
Take a pissa.
My brother texted me, and he's been on the show multiple times. EP. He sort of out of the
RIP.
blue
I don't know why I said
texted
that.
me. Yeah, how dare you?
I don't know.
Texted me a meme.
I just seemed like that's what you were saying for some reason. You were like,
Oh, ZP.
I heard RIP ZP, and I was like, what?
Don't
what?
put this on me.
I
You chose what you
I
said.
really, really hope everything. I hope your brother's all right.
He's great.
He is great. I saw him
He
recently.
texted me a meme of Jerry Stiller from his role as George Costanza's father in Seinfeld and the Serenity Now bit, but it says sobriety now. And then I texted him like 4 days later because I just saw it and didn't respond because it was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I said, what was that above picture about? And then he said, your podcast.
Yeah, sobriety now. We were talking about what do you call it? The sobriety project?
Sobriety curious. Sober curious.
Sober curious. Sobriety now. Yeah, that's good.
It was funny.
That's real good. We've had some good stuff
Good
come in on the
mailbags.
mailbags.
Good mailbags.
So it happens when you take a few weeks off. You get the chance for some mailbags to roll in.
Stock up on the mailbags.
Sweet.
Okay, Beer Advocate, Joe?
Yeah, hit me with it.
So, on Beer Advocate, the pub beer from 10 Barrel Brewing has a 78
What?
for okay.
What?
Yep. 78. People like it. Joe's getting another one.
I'll dump this shit out. I'm just taking one more sip.
Let me see if I can find a high
78, there's
review.
nothing going on. This is nothing. They just dumped Miller Lite into their barrels.
They may have. So this person says, I'm enjoying my first pub beer, and I was also reminded of the 1980s generic beer when I saw it in the cooler. So that's the branding aspect of it. I guess there was a beer in the 80s. You're an 80s baby. You would know.
I would know. I spent a
You
lot of
went through
time
the
there.
80s.
Yeah, I had a couple of those beers in the 80s.
They're just saying very smooth, tastier than your average lager, which I do agree with.
I disagree. I completely disagree. But go ahead.
It says, I don't really care about the head, maybe because I'm shanty Irish, but I can tell you it doesn't stick everywhere for hours like Miller High Life. I give this beer 2 thumbs up in smoothness and taste. Plus, it's only 5.0 ABV, so you can enjoy a few.
Okay. What did he mean about the Irish and the
Let's forget that.
Okay,
I
but
don't
then
wanna
the second thing
analyze.
he said,
He said it doesn't know about the head.
And then-
I clicked off. I'm having trouble navigating the internet.
you're having trouble being alive, Nick.
What if I'm having
You
a
were giving me
stroke?
compliments and shit. This isn't right.
I always compliment my friends. I'm the best at compliments.
You do, but I'm saying now you're complimenting me, and that made me very afraid.
That's true. He said,
You look really strong.
I can tell you it doesn't stick everywhere for... What?
You look strong today.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Well, you do. You look like Bull.
I've always been very functionally strong. Even if it doesn't show,
I'm
just
saying you
know
look-
that I'm strong.
I know you are. I'm saying you look jacked out of your mind today. You got beer on the computer again.
Oh, sorry.
But he crushed a can and it was hot. Go ahead, read the
Joe's-
next one.
Joe's frothing like a Miller High Life over there.
But not like a pub beer. It
Hey,
probably
now.
doesn't have any. Read it.
There's no more.
I thought you were reading another one.
No, you asked me to clarify that one. Let's rank this. I couldn't be less passionate about ranking this beer than I've
Drink
ever
them-
been about
Yes.
ranking any beer.
Agreed. Drink a sip.
But that's
After reading all that, seeing the score, drink one more sip. Did anything change? Because, like, it should. Oh, Nick's doing a little brat face now. I don't even know
my
what this is.
God, it's great. I got this in cream. This one's right up in cream of the crop.
Is it the new?
We got a new number one
All-
beer.
All I can say is we're getting long in the tooth with Cold Cans Podcast. The scroll bar at coldcanspodcast.com/rankings is
Same
very
length
small.
as your paring knife.
If you have a big enough monitor, you'd have to take that back. On my 13-inch monitor, the scroll bar now is the same length with a low resolution, high resolution. What am I talking about? So I'm looking right. I'm looking.
Mm.
Oh God, you're not gonna like where I have it. I know what's gonna happen.
What range are you
You're
in?
gonna get pissed.
You an olive loaf? Because I'm an olive loaf.
You're gonna get pissed at me. I'm in the deplorables.
No way.
Yes. I would pick up one of those deplorable beers, which goes from Busch Light at 61 down to Olympiad
I mean-
83.
You're not. I would drink a Bud Light Lime over this. It's true, which is number 62 in the deplorables.
But
You're not
do
wrong.
not look that up or listen to it. That episode.
That's right.
Well, so you had an olive loaf. Talk to me. Or are you?
Well, I saw Melvin Killer Bees, and
yeah, that one should be lower, maybe.
I wanted it above that, and like Huron Blueberry Berlin Weisser Ale.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't think you drank that.
Oh, maybe we've had this conversation before. Was that you and your brother?
Or no, maybe. I feel like we had a guest for it. It was one my buddy
No.
gave me from Chicago, though.
Yeah.
It was just one bottle, like a
Yeah,
wine
yeah,
bottle.
yeah,
of
yeah. I
beer.
remember that
You do
now.
remember that? Okay, you were there.
Vaguely.
But someone was on that show.
Let's read the description for that episode. Hold
Okay.
on. This happened in I was gonna say years ago. This happened October 2018. The boys drink a Chicago beer and welcome back Matt on the ones and twos to discuss bread and sandwiches. So that
Oh,
was
that
the
was
debate of
the-
that. Joey brings a Glock gripe and Nick makes chili.
That's right. I brought my chili.
Yeah, now I remember it. I just didn't know it was that beer.
I
that we
didn't
did it.
realize
I
that
loved
either.
your chili.
That was a fun episode.
And we got
that was
between
only number
goulash and chili.
72.
Yeah, but number 57 in the rankings. Anyway, but so are you coming around to the idea of the deplorables, or are you still in olive loaf? You want to talk me into it?
Let's do deplorables because I
Okay.
agree. Like, if this is trying to be what it's trying to be, then I'm not going to pay more for it. Essentially, like
Right.
a Bud Light Lime is better to me in most scenarios that I would drink this, as is Coors Light.
Okay. Want to do a 3, 2, 1? So we're in the deplorables. Again, this is 61 to like 80 something.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on. Now I don't remember. Okay, got it.
3, 2, 1.
71. It's meant to be. That's great.
Do it. Run it.
A
Roll
buff,
the
'cause
music.
it is better than Henry
better than
Weinhardt's
Henry
Private
Weinhardt's.
Reserve.
Yes.
And it's
Lower than Miller Lite,
Well,
Coors Light, Chef
Miller Lite does
Hefeweizen grapefruit beer.
it scratches this itch.
It does.
Wow.
At a lower price point.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you again for listening.
Thanks, folks. Fill that mailbag.
Yeah, keep filling it back with us, and we'll talk to you assuredly next week.